Welcome, ladies and gents, to another Play All 3 in Gold League of Titans League. We have Target, who is 4th place in a crazy Group A in the previous season. He stayed alive, so he's back in gold. Target, a very strategic player from Germany. But I think the goal, again, will be survival. I think he could potentially get top 3. He'd love to prove me wrong. There's very strong players in this group, including LaaaaaN, former top 10 player. Spends less time on the game now, but 2 seasons ago in TTL, when he was in gold, he had 13 wins out of 15. Then he got promoted to platinum, and then he wasn't looking too good. And he only got 1 win in platinum, so he's right back down to gold. So it is a question of what version of LaaaaaN are we going to see, I suppose. LaaaaaN is playing as the Japanese, then we got the Malay for Target. So the first game in these Play All 3s is determined after players ban everything else. So it goes, the map draft starts. Each players get 1 ban, so you can ban out your least favorite map. Then it's pick. So they each pick 1 map. And then it's however many buzz are in there, you ban until there's 1 map remaining. And the final map that isn't banned is game number 1. So it's essentially a neutral map. So what this will always mean is game number 1 is a map that both players, maybe they don't love it, but they definitely don't hate it, you know? It's way better, in my opinion, than having the same map set as game 1 each and every time, which was the standard in the past. I really like this way of doing it. Adds more variety, but actually it adds more preference to the player. So like in the past, if you were an Arabia player and Arabia was always game 1, that would benefit you, right? So it was maybe a little unfair in that respect. I think both civs are pretty similar here. I don't think that I would necessarily prefer one over the other. It just does depend how it plays out, and the map is crossed, so you've got pawns everywhere. Target will dock the eastern pond, or no, western pond, and then LaaaaaN will dock down here. LaaaaaN sees the stone, so if he's thinking about this, he should know that Target is over here. There won't be 5-tile stones around and 4-tile golds in the areas where the player's bases are not. So these golds, for example, are the neutral golds. And the neutral stones, I think, are 3 tiles? Oh, actually, I'm wrong. Okay, never mind. Well, I'm wrong. Okay, some of the extra stones are 5 tiles. But anyways, he scouted that. He scouted the 4-tile gold. Now he's seeing a 2-tile gold. So you can at least see that and think the player's base is probably a bit away from that. And so now he's doubling back, right? Yeah, the highest tier in TTL is Platinum. So Platinum total prize pool is $32,000. That includes the game winnings, so it's $40 per win plus the placement prizes. And then Gold prize pool is, I think it's $17,500. And it's $20 per win plus the placement prizes. And to put that in perspective, the previous season was like 22,000, I think, for plat. Big scout fight here. If you lose your scout on this map, especially Target right now, it would be brutal. But Target has the guts, stays in the fight, actually gets the extra hit. But to finish my thought, I think it was 22,000 for platinum last season and like 7,000 for gold. And there were situations where if you were to be in gold and let's say you lost every game but 1, you'd get like $20. Which is, I don't know, it wasn't a lot. So basically doubling the prize pool is huge for not only Platinum League, but also Gold League. But it also has to be structured in a way where the worst player in Platinum is still ideally getting a decent amount compared to some of the best players in Gold. Because you don't want to incentivize someone getting relegated. We honestly would need an extra like 20k in there to probably balance it out to be perfect in that regard, but it's been a really big jump. And then the other thing, sorry for ranting on this, but obviously I think this is really important for the game, so it's kind of what I do. But silver actually got prize pool this time, so man, people trained like crazy for silver, guys. Lots of players that didn't make it. There was a lot of disappointed names. But at least if you made it to the decider and lost, you get some money. And even in if you lost in like the semifinals of silver, I think you get $50. So lots of scouting here. Target still hasn't found land, but he just can't help himself. He knows the scout is weak. He's melee, so he's thinking that he'll maybe be feudal age a bit faster here. And he will be, but let's see if he guesses where land goes. He seems to be guessing land is going to the north, and land is not doing that. So a little greedy from Target, if you ask me. He is blindly sending a villager to the south right now. And he's also going to drop a galley on his own pawn. This is an interesting approach. So he'll go galley at home in case his opponent comes to dock him. He'll be ready. And then he blindly goes to the south. Now, will LaaaaaN notice that? I think LaaaaaN noticed that. Look at LaaaaaN. He's trying to block the dock foundation with his fishing ship right now. So LaaaaaN noticed that. And unfortunately, the dock doesn't get blocked, which is kind of funny. But he was producing a galley. He should produce a fire now, but he can't afford it just yet. And he has man-at-arms on the way. And Target just noticed the barracks. And he double checks now and sees the militia. So this is cross. Expect players to get housed. Expect lots of vitals. Expect lots of craziness here. Not an easy map to play. Great heads-up play from both players. Target getting the walls down before man-at-arms. And LaaaaaN noticing that the opponent's docking here. So both scouts just go down there. So now we might see players sending villagers out to other areas. Target will head... LaaaaaN, sorry, will head over to this side. And archer range now from Target. The walls are awkward, but they get the job done for now. And archer range is also completing for LaaaaaN. So very close game. But this is the starting area for LaaaaaN. So his fishing ships are here. And vulnerable. Bonus with the melee, which is amazing here, is the extra vision you get from the docks. So there's really very little chance you could surprise Target right now. Also, Target can see all of this, right? Kind of surprised that LaaaaaN is fishing right out in front of those fire galleys. Well, these are Japanese man-at-arms. They'll melt through your buildings pretty quick here. Another wall added from Target. And now... Oh, the archer from LaaaaaN comes this way. What a great call. Everyone and their mother is expecting the archer follow-up to go here. And so Target was not expecting that at all. And now he's distracted down there because of the surprise. And he loses a vill. That villager can't repair now. The fishing ships are tanking from LaaaaaN. And maybe it was intentional from him to have the fishing ships there because he's Japanese. This is a big swing for LaaaaaN. He'll save his fire galley. Beautiful play. And also he killed the archer with the man-at-arms. This has been a beautiful opening for LaaaaaN. Now he still hasn't collected as many resources. He's still up against the melee. This will be tricky. But his fish are all right. Here he'll fish on this side. And now he could maybe transition his ranged units towards the middle. And you could tell Target's a more defensive player, right? Like, Target's trying to get those walls down. But there's a lot to wall up here. It's exciting to see LaaaaaN in such good shape. Fletching's in already. So he follows up the man-at-arms with Fletching skirms. And here the archer is still chasing that villager. That vill will actually make it home. Nice defense there from Target. But now the man-at-arms and the skirms are through as well. Oh, man, it's just constant. It's just non-stop pressure at Target's base right now. If he can get the walls down on this side, at least, he could simplify defending here. But there's just so many skirms from LaaaaaN right now. This is very similar. Look at the amount of farms LaaaaaN has already. He's got 5 farms with the berries, with the fish. This kind of reminds me of the Overtaken Slam game, where the Japanese player was just able to get so much pressure early. And then the Malay player didn't have a mill, didn't have farms, and only ended up having 1 pond initially. This is crazy. I don't think Target's had a bad game, by the way. I just think LaaaAAN's had a perfect game. And now Target in desperation mode has to tower. I mean, these villagers, they'll die a very slow and painful death if he doesn't tower. So tower coming up, stable coming up for Target to get some scouts out for the skirms. look at the resources for land right now. He might still have some issues in the south. But he's on the way to Castle Age. He will be in Castle Age faster than most of the people watching would be Castle Age if they went fast castle against the AI. That's crazy. But this is good for Target. Target might end up taking the fish at least. He might not have his gold, but he at least is stubborn enough to keep this dock alive. I'm not trying to offend you, chat. I'm just trying to add perspective, okay? Don't get offended. That's a Vil from Target. Let's see if Target can drop a market and stabilize here. Also, the man-at-arms are very weak. So, 3 scouts should be able to clear up all of this. If Target can be fully walled, have a back pond with the Malay, he can absolutely recover here. So, as much as I've been getting pumped about land, really well played from Target to stabilize this. Wow. The 1,000 wood in the bank isn't exactly great. But you can't complain about having scout control on this map and being walled. And the market could maybe balance out his worries. So Lance just got 4 fish. And now he'll have 2 stables here. So I guess the follow-up for Lan is going to be knights. Interesting. T-Boss is T90. I'm much better than when you casted me on Lel. Do you remember what your elo was, T-Boss, when I casted you? I remember casting you, but I don't remember what your elo was. I'll take your word for it, dude. And Siege Workshop should be the play here from Lan. Target doesn't know this is happening. I think this is the first time Target... No, he was at his opponent's base before, my bad. But I think the best thing Target could actually do here is go heavy on the back stone and aim for a defensive castle. This could get out of hand fast, but he just doesn't really have the scouting. Did get a dock up in the north. Okay, so T-Boss was 500 when I casted him. What are you now, T-Boss? What are you, 501? Impressive, man. Quite an improvement. Target doesn't know his opponent is going knights, guys. Target's still massing skirmishers here. Ah, you're almost 1,000. Okay, that's a pretty big improvement. Nice job, man. Well done. And Rams are now on the way. This control from Lan is crazy. It's calculated aggression, right? It wasn't over the top. Maybe it was slightly wasteful to not have to not keep some of those skirmishers alive. But he's through the house. Target can't repair from a ram and the knights. And yet again, Lan is just all over the place. Lan also saved his villager up here. That villager was being attacked, I think. And he's going to dive with the knights. How are your quick walls, Target? Are there holes here? There's no holes there. But there's a gap of the wood line. Double monastery from Target. He'll go pikeman now, but he's losing his spears before pikes. And the inefficiencies are just ridiculous here. Lan is... He barely plays the game these days. I think he's a lawyer, by the way. Went to law school throughout, like, his peak in Age of Empires. And now is... I don't know what type of lawyer he is. But I believe that's what I've heard anyways. I might need to confirm that detail. But what a beast here. Monks will follow this up. Blacksmith's getting taken out. The houses are getting taken out. Like, how on earth is Target supposed to survive this? He loses his monks. I guess the only thing is Lan does have some weak knights. So if he doesn't pull them back to heal them up, if he gets a little too excited, maybe it could be a problem. This is also Malay. So Malay fish traps could be really strong. And then here that villager's died. And there's still the fishing potential from Target in the north. So, actually, you look at it right now. Pikeman Monk. Pikeman with full armor. And a couple monks here from Target. He actually has a chance to stabilize this. Resources collected is really close. Feels like Lan's got all the initiative, though. Second TC coming up from him now. Really like the balance of the resources from Lan. I feel like a Cav Archer switch would be really strong for him right now, but he's pretty committed to what he's doing right now, so I think that would be more for later. And target will go Redemption now. Scouts are out from land to defend from the monks, but that's a lot of pikes to defend. And with Redemption, those monks could convert the 2 mangonels, so this could turn around very quickly. Redemption isn't in yet, though. Redemption isn't in. And the monks hop into the TC, but they're weak. Until they heal each other up, they are weak. Okay, so now target should be able to convert the siege. This is really intense. 1 knight got converted, actually. The knight will probably switch sides, but now 1 mangonel's converted, 2 mangonel's converted. And target can use the siege to kill the monks from land, and then there's pikes to mop up the rest. What is happening? What a hold from target. What a hold. Remember, 14 fishing ships with Malay, guys. That's no joke. And there's no way for LaaaaaN to really deal with that right now, but he will take this fight. The Scorpions pay off. And a lot of those pikes disappear for target. Oof. Oh, man, it was such a good fight. I think with a bit more patience there, he could have taken a better engagement. But it's hard to have patience when so much is happening and the pressure is on. And LaaaaaN will just dive and dive again. They're really close to each other, too. So if you lose the middle of the map, the opponent's coming right towards your base. And now we have the Cav Archer switch from LaaaaaN. And double... Oh, wow. 4 ranges, actually, for him. 5 ranges for him. And still just 2 town centers. Yeah, so I think it's a good move to go Cav Archers now because the siege isn't working as well. And it's more expensive. But it's more difficult for the opponent to convert your Cav Archers. But B, it's not something you really fret as much as losing a knight. Fishboom isn't all set up yet for target, but in this moment, he'll fix that. And still only 3 fishing ships in the north, 2 in the south. LaaaaaN massing those Cav Archers and being as patient as possible. And LaaaaaN is pretty heavy on stone. I think target's played well, but it's been an impressive job from LaaaaaN to always be 1 step ahead. He opens with the man-at-arms, forces a reaction. He switches it into the skirms, forces a reaction. Goes into the knights, the siege. His opponent goes pikes and monks, and it's like, now you need the next level. And that next level is what? Like, your own siege? Skirmishers? You still don't have the map control. There's just no time, because LaaaaaN is already here. And resources collected. Climbing higher and higher for LaaaaaN. He hasn't really needed the big fish boom here. Shout out to that ram, though. That ram's doing big things there on 30 HP. I think we're about to see the boys and girls come forward to drop the castle. Here they come. I don't know if target can stop this. Monks against Cav Archers is really not the play. There's Skirmisher now. So he'll definitely aim for an answer. But that will be so difficult. His monks will get sniped. Monks go down. Villagers are here. And target is gonna... target is gonna have a castle on his face. That is a get out of my game castle. And the GG's called. That also sends a message. That's game number 1 as well, right? That was a really good performance from LaaaaaN. And target's going to be like, holy crap, I just got dominated. If that castle goes passive, he still feels like he got dominated, but this is a bit more so. Well played from LaaaaaN. I kind of said it, right? LaaaaaN was the one setting the pace of the game. Target had some good moments holding, but it felt like LaaaaaN would always switch to the next thing for his opponent to deal with. I liked how he stayed on 2 TCs here, and I loved the commitment to the Cav Archer numbers. He also got a lot of value from Knights considering he never got armor on them. Sometimes people will commit a bit too much into the Knights. I think he made... Okay, so he made 10 Knights. Felt like he did a lot with that, and then just switched out of it completely. Saved a lot of resources for other things there. LaaaaaN is looking sharp. And KD was insane. Eco was super well balanced. He was just the better player there. So this feels like the big one for Target. We just talked about how he had only 5 wins in Gold Season 3, but he survived on a tiebreak, and he did a good job avoiding the sweep when he could. If he was completely outclassed, he still had instances where he grabbed a win. The main one was when he grabbed a win against Sebastian, who ended up winning that group that season. So this is his home map now. The final game will be played regardless. It's always play all threes. And it's Portuguese for Target. We got Byzantines for LaaaN. I like the pick for both. The map is shoals. There's 4 tiles of gold around the player's main bases. But then the rest of the gold is on the sides. Gold does seem a little bit further for LaaaN. Just ever so slightly. Like Target's pretty close to this gold, for example. But this gold, the starting gold's pretty rough for Target, actually. That could easily be siege push, so... Really hard to balance this map with that, but generally speaking, you're going to have one that's safe at least. T90, did you go pro? Depends on your definition of pro, dude. I mean, I do play at a high level. I played all these guys, but I don't really have the time or the skill to compete at their level. So I'm also not allowed. I was going to play in Titans League, but the rules don't allow me to compete because... conflict of interest and all that, and hosting a tournament, getting the money from Microsoft, and then also, you know, admitting and playing in the tournament. So, but yes, I'm up there. But Target's strategy is super impressive, dude. It's amazing how well prepped he shows up for tournaments, and then LaaaN's level is just unbelievable. LaaaN's level just can't be taught. You know, you just have to have that skill. Now, the surprising aspect of Target's draft here is that he didn't pick Fortified Clearing. I thought he would have picked Fortified Clearing. Like, if he knows LaaaN, which maybe he doesn't know as well as I do, should know that LaaaN doesn't really like maps with stone walls. And Target's pretty good on those, but this is a relatively boomy map, even though it incorporates water. The ban for LaaaN was Zong, which is actually currently bugged with trebuchets. We had an issue earlier today. I don't know if that's been fixed yet, but we'll hopefully get a fix out for that very soon. We did actually inform the players as well that we were basically like, do you still want to play? And they were like, yeah. And then it was just banned out anyway, so... Portuguese, more HP on their ships, cheaper gold units, really strong navy, really strong presence on land. Is this another bot that's getting around Twitch's weird system? Okay, it got banned immediately. Thank you, mods. I know that people who do that probably are just paying... They probably just set up a script for it. They're not actually using their own time for it. But who actually thinks that if you show up on an unrelated channel and say follow this or go to this link that people are going to click it? At least know your demographic, man. We're Age of Empires too. These people here don't like change. I guess if one person falls for the scam and you get them, then it's probably worth it, right? Which is why scams exist. And again, if you could just... If it's very little time and energy investment to set up something like that, to spam onto hundreds of channels, I guess it's worth it, so. Zoom Out Idiot says, I once said T90's new haircut made him look like a Lego man, and he did not love it. I forgot about that until you said it. How dare you bring that back up? I got so self-conscious, because you were right. The way my hair was that day made me look like a Lego man. It made me look like my hair was a little Lego hat, you know? Big walls here from LaaaN, holy. Feels like it's a fast castle. The main thing I haven't mentioned is the sea tower. That's actually a really important thing to mention. And without the sea tower, players probably would go fast feudal. But with the sea tower, they have enough protection for their fish, at least for now. Yeah, thank you for that, Zoom Out. Oh, he said before that, I can't be a mod on this channel because I have a sus chat history. I mean, my mods make fun of me all the time, though. So just like you being a mod on the channel doesn't mean you have to praise me constantly. But yeah, I mean, the Lego thing cut pretty deep. Not gonna lie. So 3 on gold for target. Barracks coming up. You might think this is archers. I think this is mainly just fast castle into scouts, though. I think he'll want to go scouts to control the relics. There's 7 relics on this map, I think. I don't know. Someone with too much time who wants to stare at the minimap can figure that out. AKA me. Okay, I've done the math. It's 7 relics. And there is actually a relic in the back corner here for target, which he did scout. So that's probably a freebie for him. Players have virtually identical builds, both 4 fishing ships. But LaaaN is not planning around going for any land play. It seems like LaaaN is going to go water. Ooh, and he missed the barracks. So he won't lose his scout. It will be weaker, though. And it's weak enough where he'll probably have to run home. Yeah, see, he thought he was going to be in Feudal Age faster. And there we have it. So stable goes up for target. Could be stable blacksmith or stable market from him now. But because of the scout difference there, LaaaN has to run home. Interesting. Okay, so there's the blacksmith. And now a second dock from target. So the scouts will be out for map control. And then they'll go for water, both of them. I guess no scouts for LaaaN. LaaaN, if you lose this scout, this could be painful. Could run to the C tower, or you could run to the TC. I don't think there's any world where target chases underneath here. Yeah, and target backs away. The target will see the second dock, and so they're both going for pretty much the same build here. So, it's hard to say who really has the edge right now. But I think economically, this should be better for Portuguese. The wood they get from the berries is really helpful here. The fact that their fires have more HP and you don't spend as much gold on them is really nice, too. So I could see target getting to a nice spot. The problem is Byzantines have a terrifying late game. Like, Byzantines don't even need to have as good an eco to compete here. So, cheaper Imperial Age, strong castles, cheap skirms, cheap halbs. Faster firing fires as well. Super sick civ. Munchall, thanks for the 6 months. Says, loving the gold content. Super excited to see who makes it to plat this season. Hey, thank you. I am too. The only sad thing is I won't be able to focus on gold this heavily once platinum begins. But obviously the positive is that's replaced with me covering every single series from platinum. So at the very least, my plan is at the end of each gold round to be able to upload a quick video. I'll probably do it on stream too, but basically saying this is what's taken place in gold. For those that missed it. The last week and a half of gold will have a dedicated coverage time, which means we'll see the promotion relegation battle at the last week, and we'll see the playoffs. That won't be missed, which is really important to me with the time frame we had. Monastery for land, so he'll actually heal this scout up and be active on the map with that. And wood upgrade, ship upgrades coming in. More fires right now for targets. But LaaaN adds the 5th one as I say that, and LaaaN is Byzantines. So as they all line up, single fire to fire each other down. And micro their fires back. Now they'll both queue up some demos. But pretty even micro so far. The demo for target was queued up a bit earlier, but he's further away. And, well, pretty close. The big thing here is, are they adding TCs? And still no TCs for either player here. Really need the new wood line for target. 2-2 on the KD. 2-2. And the C tower does less damage against Castle Age ships. So you don't really have to be too worried about the C tower now. The monks will be on the way. Ooh, scout actually ran through. Monk isn't out for land yet. So that knight maybe could do some damage. I think target is not assuming his opponent's going to go for monastery. So he thought he could maybe get value with the knight. He might be able to, but he lost his scout here, actually. So now he can't kill any monk that comes out. Knight is attacking the monastery. That would be like poking a hornet's nest, I guess that's not really that comparable. As someone who's poked hornet's nests many times in his life, I think it's... Getting attacked, getting converted by a monk is a very different experience than hornets running after you. You have to learn somehow. There were lots of bees nests around where I grew up. And knight gets converted, but the knight also gets a kill. I don't know if that's the best trade, though. I think having knights on the field to control this area is good, but you can see what Target's trying to do. They're both booming. He's trying to harass in whatever way he can. Definitely needs to add the farms, though. Very late to that, but certainly has the time to do it. And kills another villager. Might even kill another villager here. So, okay, you kill 3 villagers with the knights. Maybe you're feeling a bit better about the situation. LaaaaaN is also very late with the TC. Very late with the TCs. Holy crap. I think LaaaAN's investing more into water now, which might be why he'll win it. But Target's on 3 town centers already. I'm surprised that LaaaAN is so late to TCs. You just kind of assume sometimes when you're casting that certain things are happening. And I kind of assumed that he would have been okay in that regard. Target will hop out with a demo here. This will be a big one. There's some weak ships here. But his fishing eco's really not the best anyhow. But I guess that's fine in the end. He holds. So what? 2 fishing ships? I think he had 4 before, so he's only lost 2. Look at the amount of investment here from LaaaAN. I think Target has played this perfectly. Water becomes more important. So it's important in early castle, but then water mainly plays a role in how you control the gold and the stones. The only thing about Target I'll say is the fact he didn't kill that 1 scout's an issue. The fact that he donated a knight to his opponent is a bit of an issue. Oh, but he sees this. LaaaAN needs to delete that. Smart move from LaaaAN. Deletes the knight. And now the scout's here, and that should be a dead monk. Wonder if Target is still going to have the confidence to build this TC. Because that could have been a created scout for all he knows. There could be more army coming. It's good game sense to realize there's not, though. And so he should be able to complete that TC on the gold. LaaaAN will come back on water. LaaaAN, of course, will have the knowledge that this TC is here. And LaaaAN also did kill a villager. And LaaaAN also killed one of the fishing ships. I think if the Byzantine player has the middle and early imp, their ability to range everything from the shoreline with Dramens could be really strong. So I like how Target is still continuing to fight back on water. Not necessarily because there's a lot of fishing to be had, but just for the overall map control. 1 relic for both. Ooh, Target. You gotta be quicker than that, dude. He didn't notice that. It lands like, quick, before he sees me. I don't think Target knew that was there. I think he's a little distracted with everything else. Monks are even in the middle now on water there for LaaaAN. That's pretty smart, I guess. The LaaaAN should get relic number 2, and now Target's like, oh, there's no relic here. Huh, interesting. And he'll go for this relic now. I wonder if LaaaAN, when he saw this TC, thought that this was TC number 3 for Target. That's actually TC number 4. Look at Target, though. Knowing he's been spotted, he outposts this, because usually the play is to go to stone and drop a castle. And again, so many fire ships. Crazy amounts of fire ships here from LaaaAN. Something else that I was thinking of, I wonder if LaaaAN recognizes how good Target is on these maps, or just how good he is in general. Because LaaaAN isn't as active now, and it's kind of a new name. So maybe he asked around and said, like, who is this guy? How good is he? But I'm sure LaaaAN is surprised right now that he still cannot push this guy off of water. With the Byzantines, right? And now the outposting's coming up from LaaaAN. He definitely wants a castle. That's why he's on stone. But I think Target will get a castle there faster. Target 3 relics. 22 farms at home. It's about 17 for land, so slight advantages here for target. The only weakness would be he doesn't have as much on water. So I keep waiting for that to pay off here. But every single time, target makes a demo. Wondered if target would build the castle more forward. He goes for more of the defensive option. And that is a castle that LaaaN actually can't see. So LaaaN might actually move forward to drop a castle and try and go really aggressive with it. Or even if target makes a couple of working guns, it could deny the castle as well. Hammer, you don't need redemption to convert ships, no. This, if it comes back, would be relic number 5 for target. Really well played. The main thing now is Byzantine units are still cheaper. Imperial Age is still cheaper, and their castles are still much stronger. So the imp timing, which is so critical on this map, is about to play its role. Remember, Golden Income should be running dry for land pretty soon. He just has 200 gold there. But here he comes with the castle. Target will see this, but he can't really do too much about it. He has to get to imp. And there he clicks up. Yeah, that castle will go up. LaaaN can then mine some of the gold underneath the castle, but not for very long. I think LaaaN needs to try and sneak a TC in the north or something. That or he needs to kill really fast down here. But there's enough here. Still a couple hundred, or sorry, 800 gold per tile, and there's a couple tiles, so this could work. As well, if he gets fast fire on water and takes out the docks and makes the drawmans from the shoreline, starts to take out any of the buildings, this could get really tricky for target. They both played really well in terms of map control with outposts. The only thing I'm surprised by is that target didn't make light cav. He made those 2 knights. I was expecting light cav. It could have prevented relics from being collected and just kept LaaaN even out of this position. A couple units there would be really tough for LaaaN to deal with. So, university for target. He'll plan around chemistry. There is a university as well for LaaaN, so he'll do the same. This will be Trebs and bombard cannons. Target, though, instead of doubling down in this area, is going to castle the north. Those outposts give him vision on LaaaN's TC. No, the Vils are... That's actually so awkward. If LaaaN sees this, he might be able to tower it, actually, but I think it's going to be a little too late. He's focused on the south. Really interesting game, because odds are right now, target is going to lose this eco in the south. He still collected a lot of gold, but still. And then target will probably gain the north, and LaaaN will lose that. I think the best play for LaaaN is to double down with castles in the south. I know he's probably going to build a castle in the north right now, but I think ensuring you win the south to get a bit of a snowball rolling towards your opponent's base could maybe be best. See if target sees this. What? Okay, that's an epic castle. I assume target would see that. That's crazy, actually. Also, this is LaaaN's point of view. This is LaaaN's vision. LaaaN's got vision over the whole map with Byzantines. Wow, so I wonder if the castle will attack the outpost. If you're LaaaN, you're hoping it doesn't, but you have no control over that. No way, dude. No way. So LaaaN can now sneak out some Trebs there. But that's if he has the gold. He still doesn't have a lot of villagers on gold compared to target. He also doesn't have the 5 relics. LaaaN does have 45 on stone? He has 45 on stone. How? Still no Treb in the north from him. Target sees the castle now. Got Vils on stone there. He's got Vils on stone there. He's got Vils on stone there. Everywhere you look, LaaaN's villagers are stoned. But that's actually a really big deal because, like, this is castles and repairs right now, so target would love a little bit more on stone. Target got monk upgrades to convert bombard cannons, but one of his Trebs goes down anyways. And Bombard Cannon backs away from LaaaN. Really well played from LaaaN to notice that. Still no Treb in the north from LaaaN, but he's making a Bombard Cannon there. God, this is so tricky. But the castle falls for target. Castle falls, but then the Treb falls for LaaaN to the Bombard Cannon from target. This is all about the siege micro right now. They're starting to bank resources for other things, but they don't really have the time. The monks will potentially convert here. Castle's going down for LaaaN. LaaaN needs to back away. He does. He's also repairing. And there's also all of this to pay attention to in the north. There's also a stable from LaaaN that could make Lightkev. If anything, he needs Lightkev in the middle. Or in the south, rather. But the monks from target followed their target into the castle fire. It's so difficult because you have to manage both sides, right? So easy to misclick. You see a couple monks go down. Nice snipe there from target. Yeah, Lightkev right here would be sick. Oh, man, and the Bombard Cannon's down. And the Bombard Cannon gets stuck. But LaaaN keeps another Bombard Cannon alive and continues to repair. Where are the stables? I see one stable. That's not much. And then here, Trebs and Bombard Cannon still from target. Advantage target if the castles go down in this position. And target's got 5 relics. Target has the greater siege count. The only thing that was keeping the Trebs alive from LaaaN was the castle. That castle goes down. Target micros here. Saves that cannon. LaaaN has to fall back, but LaaaN is only on gold in the north. And then 2 relics. Surprised LaaaN isn't using those fires against the docks. I really think he could have maybe taken those out and then could have some Dramans on the field. LaaaN loses another cannon. And now target loses cannons. No. It's a bad day to be a cannon. It's a bad day to be a cannon. Yeah, organ guns will die as well. I respect the fact that LaaaN is waiting with these Lightkev and being as patient as possible. Because the second that the monk player realizes, then they'll be able to adapt. LaaaN still has this castle to keep him in it, but 0 on gold right now because all of his gold villagers in the north are repairing. But he snipes the Trebs, so he can at least mine some gold for now. See Arbalest as the long term here for target. Actually, he's getting Arquebus and he's getting armor for Cav. He's doing a lot of different things right now. I really like Arbalest, but I also like Cavalier, so it's hard to do everything at once. He'll drop a castle here. He'll bring Trebs for the castle from LaaaN. LaaaN is getting Galleon. I just don't know if LaaaN can afford what he wants to go for right now. Another Treb goes down. Those villagers on gold. Still an issue here for LaaaN. Ooh, Lightcav got through. They didn't kill too much, but there was a hole there. More Lightcav will actually run in. So this will get pretty messy. And now target's maybe distracted. This is LaaaN's opportunity to take the Trebs. Oof, but he loses his cannon instead. Still could lose his castle in the north. The TCs have Bracer, right? So as long as they're garrisoned, the Lightcav will die. Still not easy to manage right now. If LaaaN would... Oh my gosh, what a shot there. Oh, that was Arquebus. That wasn't an attack round. That was Arquebus paying off. But yeah, it's amazing for LaaaN that he had so much stone income because he's really needed it here. Target places this castle in the back of the map just because he's worried about raids. Look at that idle time. Galleon on water. Galleon's such a crazy choice to me. You have no gold. And LaaaN is 7,000 resources behind in terms of res collected. And he will lose this castle. He will lose the gold. Yes, he's Byzantines, but can you win with no gold? It's not like you have 5 on gold. I guess it's you have 2 relics. I don't know, man. You can tell Target's struggling a little bit after the raids. His cav will go forward now. But Target can reclaim water if he wants to. His docks are still up. There's a lot of things he can do from here. I just don't think LaaaN has the map control right now. He's holding. His population is good. But eventually he'll run out of the stone that he's banked. And he'll lose this castle. There's still that one Treb firing away. LaaaN is hoping his Treb will kill the bombard cannons. But Galleon now careening. Target will think about some Navy to combat the Navy from his opponent in the middle. And he actually has the gold. And the castle finally falls from LaaaN. Man, it should. Finally goes down. Crazy how long that's taken. I think as long as Target can settle his mind, this game is his. But in a weird way, even though the game is like way harder right now for LaaaN, at least you know you playing without gold. So like you're no longer really fighting for this area anymore. You're only fighting in one area, and you could maybe focus fully on that, get like 70 on food or something, and go for a crazy trash play. So I want to say it simplifies what you're trying to do. Like you know what your situation is. There's no confusion there. But obviously, it's a way harder situation to play from. Oh, and the light cap for Target will find the Vills. Those Vills will die. Can Target settle his mind here? Can he get the win that he deserves from here? 5 relics in the mid game. Better boom in the mid game. Great control of both golds. And LaaaN will tap out and call the GG. LaaaN just, in my opinion, didn't have the boom. And what was so smart from Target this game, because they both went for the fast castle, right? Target had calculated investment on the water. He didn't produce near as much. I think it says a lot that when you look at the most created unit for LaaaN, you see 30 fire ships. They did end up making the 29 light cav. I actually think the light cav would have been better suited in the south. I love the idea to raid, but there was a period in time where Target didn't have anything but monks and bombard cannons. So I wonder if maybe if LaaaN could have squeaked out a couple more stables down here and got the light cav in the south, he might not have lost the gold. But really well played from Target. He town centered this gold earlier. He did that in the Castle Age. He knew he would be pushed. He prepped for it. And then he also took the northern gold. Some people against Byzantines would build 2 castles in the south just so you don't like lose against the Byzantine castles. And then your opponent has gold in the north. So 1-1. And final game will be on LaaaN's home map, which is Evacuation, by the way. I was not expecting that to be played too much in the group stage. Especially wasn't expecting to see Evacuation played in the first round. The Target, just more of every resource collected there. Better KD. The conversions were really good from him as well. Really good play. So game 3, a map that I probably put 100 plus hours into to getting it polished up. So hopefully there's no bugs. We had no issues in Hidden Cup. If you followed Hidden Cup, this is one of the many Hidden Cup maps that we sunk some time into to create. And it's called Evacuation. And Evacuation, you have to do pretty much exactly that. The area you start is not plentiful with resources. Eventually you need to leave. And in the grassy terrain is where you'll find the bigger stone piles, wood lines, and safer terrain. The cracked terrain is in the middle is intentional. So any building that is built on cracked terrain is 50% weaker against siege. Like, is it 50% or is it really embarrassing? I don't know the exact percentage, but it's significant. And so siege pushing through the middle, for example, can be much stronger on this map. Now, I think LaaaN will like this because it's hybrid. It's a combo of land and water. So I think LaaaN will probably try and play the fire galley approach. And I don't know if LaaaN has significant amount of experience on Evacuation or has seen what other people have done. So it's a map where it's way more difficult to play than you would think until you get in here and give it a shot. But there are just some things I remember Hera, for example, had really good build for this map and really good execution, of course. Part of that was he and a few others would actually run out here with their scout and bring in the boar with their scout. So they'd have that boar, and then they'd have 2 rhinos. I don't think we'll see that from either player here. And then the other thing that he did was 2 dock galleys to win the water. But doing that, of course, means you don't have land control, and it's so tough. Like, I've tried that. It's so tough. If your opponent goes for land pressure, you're probably going to die if you're either of these two. So I think LaaaN may go for a dock build and play it similarly to how he played Cross. Go for man-at-arms, archers, and a mix of fire galleys. But Target picked Italians first, so clearly he feels pretty confident with this Civ. Yo, what's up, Vinch? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for the raid. I told Wide the story about how you were like, oh no, he didn't ask me for help in TTL. Thanks, man. Is the starting TC also on cracked terrain? Yeah. You can kind of see the cracks if you look for it. We did see someone pick Celts in Hidden Cup. I think it was Celts versus Japanese. I think it ended up being Yo versus Viper. And I think Yo did win, but it wasn't an ETC type of situation. You know why I remember that game? I remember that game because I remember being really annoyed that Khosrau didn't stonewall. I mean, I could describe the whole situation for you, but it's rather unimportant. There was just a stonewall that was so obvious to stop Woad Raiders from running from here into the base, and he didn't do it. And yet the player was quick walling all over the place, but no preemptive stonewalls. I was just like, this kind of feels like sloppy Viper, maybe. Dock on the back from LaaaN and dock on the back from Target. The scouts did bump into each other there in the middle. But yeah, like eventually you want to come out here. But it's just long enough where you can't do that in Dark Age without an extremely inefficient eco. So it's mainly a Feudal Age move. Yo, fake T90 official in chat. I haven't heard about... I haven't had someone bring up Sister Respecter in a while. I haven't seen Sister Respecter 420 around the chat in a long time, actually. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. Target will click up. And wow, they have very clean builds here. At least identical builds, at least. And 3 fishing ships for LaaaN. 3 fishing ships for Target. Target's making the move. So Target's evacing. Now, this could be for the hunts and the berries, and this could be for wood. Could kind of be for both. Target actually found this cow and has left it there. I don't know if that's intentional, but the fact that he sees that cow, has that cow, tells him his opponent hasn't come over here, at least to this area. Ooh, and that cow actually just got killed by the scout from LaaaN. And LaaaN's like, what are you doing over here, pal? What are you doing? Lumber camp? Okay. So LaaaN's going double lumber camp on the starting area. So this is way more efficient. But it's also going to run out. Barracks in the middle from LaaaN. Are we going to see Spear Skirm? Spear Skirm from Lithuania. I mean, it's a great strat for Lithuanians. I could see it making life very difficult for Target if Target tries to win water. Yeah, like Target's going double dock. Target's doing the build that I described. A little late with the wood for the dock because he walked so far. But LaaaN, he should be able to find some pretty good damage on the villagers on the gold and on the wood here. And important, LaaaN loses the scout. The good news for LaaaN, though, is that he at least already knows Target is out here. Look at Target, by the way. He's preemptively towering here because he thinks this is the most important area of the map. He has no clue his opponent is about to spear skirm him. But LaaaN is just going to give up water then. Like, LaaaN isn't even making a fire galley. This is pretty crazy. So, from Target's perspective, you want to find these details as quickly as possible so you don't overinvest into water. Because if you made like 6 galleys right now, that would be a waste, right? Opponent could always switch back onto water, though, so you do want to win it. And now he's pushed off of gold. The other gold is forward. But this is just... I don't know if anyone here has... Well, never mind. I'm not even gonna say that. But basically what I was going to imply is this is basically like being tickled to death. And you will eventually lose your villagers. So messy eco. More villagers evacuating now for target. But hey, he could still drop a mill here, still get that food income. I like LaaaaaN walling in the stone, and he's also keeping an eye on the other stone and the other gold. So he knows that there should be a bunch of vills that will run out of tasks. And there's still villagers on sheep under there, but once they finish the sheep, they won't really have anything to work on. So just one fire galley from LaaaaaN, and target is tracking this very nicely. The LaaaaaN should eventually lose his fish, which gives target an opportunity to add a lot of fish. But target's about to have 14 villagers without jobs. Having said that, I kind of like both positions. I think like LaaaaaN's control. I like how his farming eco is set up very nicely behind this. But I like the fact that target is going to be able to freely fish. Now, his fishing ship count might be pretty crazy. This is obviously not great. And he's about 10 stone away from a new tower, which he might end up needing because LaaaaaN is bringing vills to forward tower him right now. This is a good tower from LaaaaaN, but it's pretty crazy that target will actually be able to build another tower if he wants to. I like how target's making his own skirms to try and compete there. Oh, no, he's going to tower here. Oh, he doesn't know. That's crazy. And it's a perfectly reasonable tower. He is being skirmed to death. He needs his gold. So that tower is understandable for that reason. But now he might not be able to take the wood conveniently over here. Target is maybe hoping that with fletching he could range this tower, though. And kind of panic drops the blacksmith. By the way, he does not have a lot of fishing ships. His eco is super imbalanced. He did kill the fishing ships from LaaaaaN as expected. The tower goes up from LaaaaaN. He'll also wall that in. I think fletching, though, and he ranges that tower. And LaaaaaN isn't on stone to build more towers. LaaaaaN also losing a lot of his skirmishers here. It's just, there's too many skirms to keep track of. Fletching is in now for target, and let's see. LaaaaaN is going to be so frustrated with himself if his tower is ranged. It has to be. Yeah. The tower is ranged. So that should be shot down. It's a lot of inefficiencies, though, for target, so it's still not great. And, like, overall worker efficiency, 68% for target versus 74%. Worker efficiency last minute's 43%. Look at these vills. It's so painful. Still feels like anyone's game, though. Still feels like it has to be anyone's game because fishing is still on the cards for target. And worker count is pretty even. Oh, God. Evacuation number 3. This is a true evacuation here. And the spears and skirms are coming to kill them, but the fire galleys are protecting the crossing. Wow, well played from target. That's sick. Yeah, so those vills should be able to make it out here. They can only stay around the tower, but it's still something. The skirms that target made didn't really accomplish much. Oh, man. Look at the idle TC time for target. That's how messy this game has been for him. I'll tell you what LaaaaaN needs to do. I think LaaaaaN needs to make it to Castle Age. And, oh, dude, come on. Are you kidding me? That's a crazy tower. I think in Castle Age, sneak a dock into the middle or something and go kill those fish. Because you have so much on land already. What you could also do is you could also just siege push this area. Like, this is already extremely strong. Look at how messy this is for poor Target. Target just buys some stone so he can make another tower. What a life. These villagers, they're like, we were told it was safe out here. Just completely surrounded. LaaaN and his aggression on these hybrid maps is just insane. And LaaaN is about to click up to Castle Age. Remember, it's cheaper for the Italians, and Target's still not anywhere close. Did Target build... Okay, he did build a mill this game. So I guess there's that. So he could always farm around the starting TC. I guess that's what I'd aim to do, but he doesn't exactly have the wood for that. And now LaaaN will just build another tower. Sick. So this was supposed to be the safe area for Target. It has been far from it. We'll see what LaaaN chooses to do from here. Siege Monk would make a lot of sense, but he also need, like, he's running out of res here. He needs a TC over here or something. Was looking around with skirms, lost track of the fact that there's actually vills here on wood. So that's something he could be denying. LaaaN just built another tower in range of the opponent's tower. Oh, man. But it's still accomplishing its job, I guess. Ooh, dock from LaaaN. Sneaky dock. So that will aim to kill the fish. And now the skirms are underneath the TC. I'm not sure why my voice just went so high-pitched. But it's just crazy what this game has been, man. I love this from LaaaN. He's so aggressive. LaaaN on hybrid maps is dangerous. On Cross, he was insane. And now on Evac. I think Target's had a really good adaptation to this. I think his initial build was great, but, like, LaaaN just knows what to do each and every time. This defensive tower is needed. That Vill will die before it completes. And LaaaN, 2 docks here. If he can snag the War Galley upgrade and move over to those docks, those fishing ships will be gone. Will Target resign here? It's 20 bucks on the line for this game. Every game counts so much. I think you should fight. I think you should fight, use the market, try and click up, hope to adapt. You've got food from the boar coming in. You have to keep fighting here. It's crazy how LaaaN's still no outposting, no villagers over here at all. He's just trying to end the game before that becomes a factor. And now the War Galley upgrade will complete. Yeah, this will be tough for Target. He won't have the fishing eco anymore. Tower's still being repaired here too. So he still can't freely take the wood. He's just got some vills around the berries right now. Would be pretty sick, though. Target with that food income could maybe go knights. And 1 or 2 knights into the wood lines. And the golds on the starting area could be really strong. Yeah, any fishing ships the Target has left are just going to leave now. And now a forward stable from LaaaN. I don't know. I think, like, if LaaaN doesn't run, if LaaaN doesn't get TCs over here, this could be an issue. I think we're just getting to that point where he's starting to think about it. This is a perfect TC spot. You get wood, and then you get food. What more do you want right now? Oh, no, and Target's chasing the skirms. But there's fire galleys here as well, which he's not expecting. Oh, man. The villagers are going to get roasted. And still this tower is hanging out here. Still Target can't take the wood. And now LaaaN will send knights here as well. He actually just missed the fish somehow. I don't know how that happened. But just passing, I guess. Is LaaaN about to drop a castle forward? I see Vill's moving forward. I see he's on stone still. Tower's being repaired. Oh, no, Target, no. Disaster. There's no knight here. It's funny, but Target needs to evacuate from the evacuation zone. Target needs to go back home. And back home isn't too good either. Again, if Target had built up a stable, I think that there's a chance there. Maybe he makes a knight or two. Maybe LaaaN throws it. But LaaaN just dominated here. What a series from him. Overall, a really good series for both, though. I think LaaaN was always the favorite. I was curious on what his shape would be like. I'm excited to see that he's in really good shape because of how last season went for him. So he's a threat, in my opinion. He's a player who could actually win the group. But Target, not a player I was expecting to maybe be top 2 in his group, but a player who I thought would be very prepared and would at least snag a win. And so he did exactly that. LaaaN wins 2-1. And we'll look to the group here in a second just to see exactly what... sorry, words are hard. I'm tired for whatever reason. But yeah, just to see exactly what could happen. One final thing I want to say here. I think the strategy from LaaaN was really solid, and it was never seen before on Evac. I guess part of that is because Evac's kind of a brand new map. But I wonder if future opponents will be able to stop this, or if LaaaN will even try it again, or if this was something that he's just going to use once, and then when people see it, he doesn't attempt to try it again. Because I think this could struggle against certain civs. What I would do if I'm up against LaaaN playing Lithuanians next time on this map, I would probably want to go Japanese or something. Go for a man-at-arms civ. Or actually, the Celts pick you guys mentioned, like fast-moving man-at-arms. I know other aspects of Celts are awkward, but it could actually be a decent play. It's just such an inefficient eco for Target because everything was idle the whole time due to the spears and skirms and the towers. GG. So I think what I had predicted was that Target would maybe end up in a fight for 4th in this group, but this is what we have. It's not updated yet. We haven't had any of the other sets played. But in the first round, LaaaN just won 2-1. So LaaaN will go top of the group. We'll have Running versus Con. I think that happens no, not tomorrow. I think that happens Friday. And then Kingston Z40 should be really good. Yeah, Target and Z40 were both in the same group the previous season. And Target was 1 win better than Z40. Z40's also improved a lot since then. And then SizCon is one of the best players promoted up from silver, in my opinion. So, be very curious to see how things go. I could still see Target being in like the 4th or 5th position when things end. Oh, wait, you guys can't see. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to fix my scenes instead of just moving this like a lazy person. There we go. Sorry. My bad. I saw someone in chat say I was showing the wrong group. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm sharing my screen. It's right here. Sorry. But Group D, I should probably mention, we did cover the Stone Please Casva set. So that was Stone Please, player promoted from silver, beating more established player Casva. That was sick. And then earlier today, we had Lix beating Lewis 2-1. Did not cast that. I was at the dentist. But Lix, the favorite, getting 2 wins. Lewis snagging a win, though, which is really good for him. So, and then I guess other updates in the other groups, real quick. This will have spoilers for the series, the Slam series versus Overtaken, if you haven't seen it yet. So I'll wait like 5 seconds in case you want to mute or something, right? Group A, we had Sobek winning 3-0 over Lucho, and then we had Overtaken beating Slam 2-1 in a really good series. And then Group B's been very good with scheduling. Well played to Group B. Group B, all their sets have been played. Rapard won 3-0 over Miguel. Draken won 2-1 over Wide. And then Prisma won 2-1 over Mihai. So, at least after the first round, things are definitely shaking up to be interesting in Group B because Mihai and Miguel are players who expected to maybe be a bit higher than where they are right now.